Hey kids, it's very important that you learn and understand the stories that God has put into His Word, the Bible. It's through knowing these stories that you'll learn how to live for God and follow His ways. This story is about how Abraham separated himself unto God so that he could be used by God to change the world. After the great flood of Noah's day, a descendant of Noah through his son Shem was born, whose name was Terah. When he was 70 years old, he became the father of Abram, Nahor, and also Haran, who became the father of Lot. But Haran died in the presence of his father Terah in the land of his birth, in Ur of the Chaldees. Abram and Nahor took wives for themselves. The name of Nahor's wife was Milcah. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai, who was also Abram's half-sister, the daughter of his father but not of his mother. Sarai was barren. She had no children. Then Terah took Abram his son, and Lot the son of Haran, his grandson, and Sarai his daughter-in-law, his son Abram's wife, and they went out together from Ur of the Chaldees in order to enter the land of Canaan. And they went as far as Haran and settled there. Then Terah died in Haran. And the Lord said to Abram, Abram, come out from your country and away from your family and from your father's house to a land that I will show you. And I will make you a great nation, and I will bless you and make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. And I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse him who curses you, and in you all the families of the earth shall be blessed. So, at 75 years of age, Abram took Sarai his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all their possessions that they had gathered, and the people whom they had acquired in Haran, and they departed and went to the land of Canaan. And Abram passed through the land to the place of Shechem, as far as the terebinth tree of Moreh. Then the Lord appeared to Abram and said, Abram, to your descendants I will give this land. And so Abram built an altar to the Lord, who had appeared to him. Then Abram moved from Shechem to the mountain east of Bethel. And he pitched his tent with Bethel on the west and Ai on the east. There again he built an altar to the Lord and called on the name of the Lord. Now Abram continued journeying, going on still toward the south. And it came about that there was no food in the land. So Abram went down to Egypt to dwell there, for the famine was severe in the land of Canaan. Now when he was close to entering Egypt, he spoke to Sarai. Sarai, indeed, I know that you are beautiful. So it will happen when the Egyptians see you that they will say, this is his wife, and they will kill me, but they will let you live. Please say that you are my sister, that it may be well with me for your sake, and that I may live because of you. So Sarah responded, yes, my lord, I will. So it was when Abram came into Egypt that the Egyptians saw that Sarai was very beautiful. The princes of Pharaoh also saw her and commended her to Pharaoh, and the woman was taken into Pharaoh's house. Pharaoh treated Abram well for her sake. He gave him sheep and oxen, donkeys, male and female servants, and camels. But the Lord plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarai, Abraham's wife. So it was that Pharaoh was disturbed and called Abram. Abram, come before me. What have you done to me? Why did you not tell me that Sarai was your wife? Why did you say she is my sister? I might have taken her as my wife. Now therefore here is your wife, take her, and go your way. So Abram departed and went up from Egypt to the Negev, he and his wife and all that belonged to him, and Lot with him. He continued on his journeys from the Negev as far as Bethel to the place where his tent had been at the beginning, between Bethel and Ai, to the place of the altar which he had made there formerly. And there Abraham called on the name of the Lord. Now Abram was very rich in livestock, in silver, and in gold. Now Lot, who went with Abram, also had flocks and herds and tents, and the land could not sustain them while dwelling together, for their possessions were so great that they were not able to remain together. And there was strife between the herdsmen of Abram's livestock and the herdsmen of Lot's livestock. So Abram said to Lot, "Please, let there be no strife between you and me, nor between my herdsmen and your herdsmen, for we are brothers. Is not the whole land before you? Please separate from me. If you go to the left, then I will go to the right, or if you go to the right, then I will go to the left." So Lot lifted up his eyes and saw all the valley of the Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere. It was like the garden of the Lord. So Lot chose for himself all the valley of the Jordan. So Lot journeyed eastward, and they separated from each other, and Abram settled in the land of Canaan, while Lot settled in the cities of the valley, and moved his tents as far as Sodom. Now the men of Sodom were wicked exceedingly, and sinners against the Lord. Now after they had separated from each other, God spoke to Abram. "Abram, now lift up your eyes and look from the place where you are, northward and southward and eastward and westward. For all the land which you see, I will give it to you and to your descendants forever. I will make your descendants as the dust of the earth, so that if anyone can number the dust of the earth, then your descendants also can be numbered. Arise, walk through the land, through its length and its breadth, for I will give it to you." Then Abram moved his tent and came and dwelt by the oaks of Mamre, which are in Hebron, and there he built an altar to the Lord. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this story about Abram, who separated himself unto God so that God could use him. First, he had to separate himself unto obedience to God as his Lord. Second, he separated himself from the world unto God to live righteously. And finally, he separated himself unto God to be content with what God provided for him. Only then was he ready to make a difference for God, and has become the most well-known person in the history of the world.